Eagles fans, welcome into the Postgame Show presented by Ricoh. I'm Gabriella DiGiovanni here with Ike Reese. Dallas Cowboys coming to town, Week 18 matchup. Not much to play for in terms of the playoff, right? Both teams knew that they were in it. We didn't know what to expect from this game. The Eagles sitting basically all of their starters. The Cowboys playing most of their starters. So the score, of course, reflects that. But now it's time for the postseason.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Ella. And they came out of this game relatively healthy. This was one of those bye weeks that you don't necessarily plan for. Eagles basically clinching their playoff spot last week, so there was no need for them to risk any injuries with significant players this week. The final score, can't take much out of it. You just mentioned how Dallas pretty much played all of their starters well into the third quarter, running up the score. We'll put that in the back of our minds for next year, Dallas. Don't think we won't forget about the way you treated this game today. But from the Eagles' point of view, their biggest thing was getting out of this game healthy and getting prepared for next week. And so they had a good week of preparation. The starters are rested. You're going to get guys off the COVID list, and they'll be ready to go as soon as they find out their opponent for next week.
We're going to keep digging into all of this as we welcome in another member of our team, Fran Duffy, who joins us. Fran, on the kickoff show, you and I talked all about how this team, the Eagles offense specifically, will probably lean into what has been working well for them this season. Of course, that's the run game. That's exactly what they did. Of course, playing behind a very makeshift offensive line. But you had guys like Jason Huntley and Kenny Gainwell really stepping up in the wake of this opportunity, having big games.
Yeah, no question. And again, they did this with 11 starters and key players on the COVID-19 list, another 10 starters inactive for this game, another 3 starters that basically were inactive. They were healthy and did not play here in this one. So not only did the Eagles go up and put nearly 30 points up on the Dallas Cowboys offensively with 12 practice squad players, not just backups, playing in this game, key significant snaps, but they did it on the ground. They did an outstanding job at the point of attack. Look, I know the final score was not great, but the fact that the Eagles went out and went toe-to-toe with a team that won the division and is feeling pretty good about themselves on the flight home, we'll see how long that feeling lasts with Dallas in this one. But I think the big thing is that the Eagles went out, they competed, they got some good tape from a lot of their young, inexperienced players, guys that have not played much at all this season. And this goes on both sides of the football, guys. I was just trying to do the math here as we were leading up to the show. My guess is if you look at the back 7, the starters that played the majority of the snaps here for this game, if you add up all of their snaps this season before this game, they would have had less snaps than Ezekiel Elliott had carries this season. Like just a completely inexperienced group on defense. Yeah, they gave up some yards, they gave up some points, but I like the way the group competed. They went toe-to-toe with the team that won the division here this year.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Fran. Stay on that offensive side of the ball. One of the guys that I was looking forward to seeing tonight because I thought he would get extensive action is rookie running back Kenny Gainwell. And his most action that he's seen in a single game this year. What did you think of how he played tonight?
I thought both backs carried the ball really well. Like, I think when you look at Kenny Gainwell and when you look at Jason Huntley, both guys were effective between the tackles. Both guys were effective out on the perimeter. And I think that also speaks to the offensive line. And again, just the job that Jeff Stoutland and this coaching staff has done of grooming these young players. And you see guys like Jack Anderson and Brett Toth playing at center, showing off that versatility. This is a guy now that has proven he could play 5 positions along the offensive line. But, Jack Anderson in there, LaRaven Clark in there, and this offensive line continues to be impressive. Again, against the starting defense of the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, they were missing Micah Parsons in this game. They were missing Jaron Kearse. They were missing Trayvon Diggs. But what they did in the run game against that front 7 that was still playing Leighton Vander Esch and Neville Gallimore and DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory, all of their starters for the first 3 quarters, really, really impressive outing from that Eagles offensive front.
Yeah, Kenny Gainwell averaging 6.5 yards per carry. Still pretty impressive when he stuck his foot in the ground and he ran downhill. But we also have to talk about Tyree Jackson, who you and I spoke a lot about during the kickoff show. Catching his first NFL pass in the game, and that catch also being a touchdown.
3 Eagles now this year, Ella, that have their first catch and it went for a touchdown. Their first career catch going for a touchdown, Devonta Smith and Lane Johnson being the other two. And I love that on that drive, which I'm going to break down a little bit later in the show, that touchdown, it was a little shovel pass down inside the red zone. The Eagles ran that shovel 2 plays in a row because they had Greg Ward in the Wildcat. They ran the shovel to Richard Rodgers early. It was on the play before that, and then they come right back to it, run a different version of the play, and it goes for 6 points. So you like Tyree Jackson getting on the board there. He had a couple nice catches in the game. Unfortunately, did go down with an injury, and I guess we'll wait for the update on that this week.
Yeah, you mentioned the young wide receivers, Fran. Two-part question here. First of all, Devonta Smith breaking Deshaun Jackson's rookie record for receptions and yards tonight. Just your thoughts on Devonta and how he's been throughout the season. And then we got Quez Watkins, who may have had his best game as a wide receiver tonight, getting the touchdown there late in the game. Just what'd you think of our young wide receivers and how they played tonight?
Yeah, I think when you look at Devonta Smith, one of the catches that he made, it was the one that tied the record before he got that final one. Just an outstanding route. And it's just more of what we've seen from him. Not only the route, too, but he had to climb the ladder and go make that catch with 2 feet inbounds along the sideline. So almost like the complete package of what we've seen of Devonta Smith so far in his rookie season. I know everybody's going to get bent out of shape about all the records with the 17-game season versus the 16-game season. However you slice it, Devonta Smith has been really, really impressive here in 2021. And a really good sign of what his future holds here in Philadelphia.
That wasn't the only record that was broken tonight. Of course, the Eagles set the record for most rushing yards in a single season. Not surprising the way they've run the ball this season, but still impressive to see the way that they've been able to consistently run the ball on attack week in and week out. I think another point of attack, of course, came from the defensive line. We talked about, of course, there was basically all the backups playing defensive line tonight. Milton Williams, Fran, you and I touched on him a lot in the kickoff show, really showed up tonight. And you can't forget, he was playing up against this Cowboys offense line. You have Zach Martin out there until the third quarter, and Milton Williams is going toe-to-toe.
And he was honestly playing a lot of defensive end tonight, and that was one of the things I was most interested to see. A, how much was he going to play, and then B, where was he going to line up? Because we know the Eagles, they don't have incredible depth at defensive end right now, but at defensive tackle, they've got a lot of bodies. So we saw a lot of Marlon Tuipulotu inside. We saw a lot of Marvin Wilson, the undrafted free agent defensive tackle. He played a lot in this game, and we saw a lot of Hassan Ridgeway. But we saw Milton Williams line up at both spots along the defensive front, create pressure, get into the backfield. They had a couple nice tackles of Ezekiel Elliott behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage in this game. He continues to just play with so much energy. He had another knockdown pass in this game. That's been a theme over the last month. Milton Williams, number 93, has really come on here, especially these last few weeks.
I hate to bring up anything negative on tonight besides beating down the Cowboys for putting 50 points on us. But the one thing stood out to me, Fran, tonight. It was a little odd. Aaron Sipas, his punting. Had a couple shanks there. You see anything there different tonight that they may have been bothering him or something? This was a very uncommon type of punting game for him.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, Ike, and I guess we'll wait and see. I'm sure Nick Sirianni will be asked about that in the post-game press conference, but not a ton of punts tonight for this Eagles offense. They did a good job of moving the football against this Dallas defense, but with that small sample, you did have a couple of shanked punts and short punts, one that led to points at the end of the first half there for the Dallas offense, and that's something certainly you do not want to have happen if you're the Eagles going into the postseason.
All right, Fran, well, thank you so much for your time. Time for some playoff football.
That's right. Go Birds.
Go Birds. All right, Ike, so back to kind of big picture. Fran and I had this discussion on the kickoff show, and we talked a lot about how this team, of course, as we know, started 2-5. And then they were playing tonight, going for 10 wins in Nick Sirianni's rookie year as a head coach. Obviously, they fell short, but still a winning season. They were playing in the playoffs. What can we say about the process that it took to start 2-5 and turn it around the way the Eagles did?
I think you have to feel good about the coaching staff. I mean, there's a lot of questions about the coaching staff coming in just because there wasn't a lot of information or a lot of track record in watching.
Mike, I have to cut you off. We have Kenny Gainwell at the podium.
Your sixth touchdown today. Devonta set his own record. What do you think of the impact that the rookie class has had this year?
Man, when we first came in here, we came in here with a full head of steam to be great. To be the best rookie class to come through, and we all, during camp, and we just tried to work hard to be the best, so we came in here, we did our thing.
Well, you guys have been productive. I mean, do you take pride in that as a group?
Yeah, for sure. Just working hard, just doing our thing, being smart, taking everything that we learned from practice into the field, is the best to do.
It's been a while since you carried the load in a game. How did it feel to kind of have this big bulky workload?
It felt great. I mean, it felt great to me, This is what I've been waiting on, to get a chance to show a lot of things, and just be myself and then go out there and attack everything that I learned from during the week and just go out there and attack.
I feel like you guys had a lot of success on the ground. What were some of the runs that were working against Dallas's front?
Basically just inside zones, outside zones. We just, following our blocks, trusting in the O-line and doing everything just possible we can to, get them yards.
What do you expect from the playoffs, the atmosphere, the level of competition?
It's gonna be high atmosphere, but we gonna try to come in next week and try to put in our best to try to come in 1-0.
Now, for those of you who play but don't start, what do you get from a night like tonight where you get more playing time?
It was a great experience for the guys that really haven't got a chance to be on the field, But from myself, it's a chance to get a more workload. It's just great experience to go out there and just ball out.
And we noticed in practice that you've been joining us, the wide receivers, with some drills. What do you notice about Devonta, leading the group there?
He got sweet feet, He's smooth with it. He do everything as possible to just be the best receiver, and he work hard each and every day.
Couple more, we'll get Devonta.
Appreciate it.
How you doing?
Devonta, I know you say you don't really care about records or milestones, but now that you have that record, what does it mean to you?
Kind of felt good just to get it out the way. In the beginning, I was kind of wasn't really worried about it, but once it happened, kind of just everybody being around me, congratulating me, just kind of felt good.
Does it make it even more special? It's on the anniversary of the big catch in the championship game.
No, I ain't never think about that.
You spoke last week about wanting to play because of momentum, but Nick obviously chose to rest most of the players. What do you feel now, having played in the game? Is that something you think will be beneficial for you? And then what do you think about his decision overall?
Whatever the coaches decide, I'm gonna go with it. But like I said, kind of momentum thing. Just want to go out there, stay in the routine that I've been doing the whole year, and just keep getting better every day.
Did Nick say before the game to you that he wanted to get you that record thing?
Yeah, that was kind of the thing the whole week.
In your college career, you stepped up in big moments. Playoff football, what's the significance of that for you?
Say it again.
Playoff football, what's the significance of that for you?
It's big. It's big because it's the next game. So you play to continue. So just go out there, get a win, continue playing. That's been the goal the whole time, getting to the playoffs and try to win it all. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. So we didn't come this far just to stop now.
Given your history in big games, do you think you're more prepared for the playoffs than some other rookies might be?
A lot of us been playing football all our lives, so it's kind of just we've been here. A lot of us have been here before, whether it's in college playing for conference championships and things like that. A lot of us have been here before, so it's just you treat it like another game, just the way that you approach it and things like that.
So what's it going to take for this team to make a run?
Just keep doing the things that we've been doing the past few weeks that got us into the playoffs. Just focus on getting better every day, 1%, doing the things that we've been doing.
When you left the game, we saw you hug some of the guys on the sideline. Did any of those messages stick out? Any conversations?
Nah, it was just normal things.
I asked you this past week about goals you set for yourself for this regular season, your first in the NFL, and you said you wouldn't say anything unless you accomplished those goals. Did you get them?
No, and honestly, this record wasn't one of my goals because I really didn't know nothing about it. But no, I didn't get my goals.
Was it 1,000?
Yeah, that was one of them.
A couple more. We'll get
How
Garner.
hungry does that make you that you didn't get to the goals you wanted to?
It's my fault I didn't get there. I left a lot of stuff out there early in the season. So just, keep doing what I'm doing this year, finish this year out, and then, get back to it.
Now, could you have talked Nick to staying on the field to try to get 1,000?
No, that wasn't going to happen.
We've seen you
pregame with the whole year without getting a touchdown. At least was a touchdown in the final couple of minutes. What was that like for you guys as teammates, just to kind of see that at this moment?
I mean, it was big. I mean, that's something we talk about every week. I mean, just joking around, just him being like, man, I got to touch that paint this week. So, I mean, we always joke about it. Happy for him that it happened.
Thanks, guys. We'll get Gardner.
How did it feel to go back out there and be able to start today? And when did you first find out that you were going to be the starter?
I found out early in the week when I talked to Coach and they let me know. I was very excited for the opportunity. Wish we could have took more advantage of it.
Garner, there was a report a couple of weeks ago that you apparently went to Nick's office and said, what would it take for me to start? So can you confirm that and what happened in that conversation?
Yeah, that's pretty much it verbatim, I think this one thing this coaching staff is big on is just transparency and knowing where you stand. So I was just going in there and, I'm a competitive guy. We're all competitive guys. We all want to play. And I was just asking what it took, and he said, we're solid right now, and I respect that, and I'm going to do everything I can, to put myself in that position at some point.
Garner, what did it mean to connect with Devonta, the big completion and then the two curls to have him get that record?
It was awesome, man. Really happy for him, dude. He's a great dude, works really hard, and is going to be a really, really special player. So to help him get that, man, we're all really fired up for him.
After the first curl, was it the sidelines called to go to the same route, or was that a conversation with you and Devonta?
Yeah, I think we were like a yard short or something, so we were like, we just got to do it again, So, yeah.
What are the challenges of playing not only with, not only being the starter for a change, but playing with a reconstituted offensive line that was reconstituted twice while you were out there?
Yeah, it's a group I've actually, we played a lot of scout team ball this year, so very comfortable with those guys, a ton of confidence in those guys, so there was a couple communication errors on my part, could have done better there, helped them out, but I think all in all, man, everybody out there on the field just fought their tails off, and super proud of everybody out there.
How do you feel about this year? This is kind of you had two chances to start in a meaningful game for Dallas anyway, and a very meaningful game for the Eagles. What do you think you did for yourself this year here?
I don't know, man. I was one-on-one for this team, so I wish I could have played well enough for us to win today. That's biggest regret, but grateful for every opportunity I get, and hope to do better with the next one.
The final score was lopsided, Gardner, but the first half was pretty tight. You're playing with all backups against all of their starters. They're a playoff team. What was the emotion in the huddle? Were you like playing that up that we can go out and get these guys?
Yeah, all week. We were that was kind of the message. We had a lot of confidence in our guys. We said it didn't matter. I think there's a bunch of guys that were very excited and have been very hungry for opportunities, and we were all very excited to get out there.
Partner, how about shovel pass to Tyree Jackson, just to kind of get his first catch, his first?
Yeah, so excited for Tyree, man. That's my guy. We've been going at it in a scout team, doing some really good things. He's going to be a really special player, and to get him involved in first touchdown, man, I think I was probably about as excited as he was, if not more.
How important was it for you to get this experience, late in the season, towards the end, last game of the season, at least if you're needed in the playoffs, you got that kind of, it seems like you got that kind of experience at least.
Yeah, no, I'm grateful for every opportunity I get. I do not take lightly, the scarcity of it, how hard they are to come by. So any experience I can get, I'm very grateful for, and hopefully grow and get better through it.
Playing on a losing team in the past 2 years.
When you look back at the trade from September, how did you benefit this year from this move to get here?
I think I've learned a lot this year, man. We have a great coaching staff, a lot of good guys around me. Taking a different seat this year, a different perspective, and I think that's a good thing to learn sometimes. You see things a different way when you're not in there, and I think I've gotten better this year, and and I'm grateful for the experience.
Take two more. Gardner, two more.
After playing on a losing team the past 2 years, what appreciation do you have for going to the postseason?
Oh, this is crazy. It's been a while. I guess, bowl game or JUCO playoffs probably. So super excited, man. This whole team is fired up. There was a time when everybody was down on us, but we hung together and got rolling. So just super excited for this group of guys because I really do think it is special.
Nick mentioned a couple weeks ago he started splitting the quarterbacks up in different rooms when the COVID positives started to spike. How's that affected your preparation that you can't be with Jalen and Reed and everybody in the same room?
Yeah, man, I actually ended up getting the best room out of the deal. I got the boardroom, so I'm not just too upset by it. But no, they've done a great job. Our film staff, Pat Dolan, getting everything set up to where we can still efficiently communicate and get everything we need to do, get that in. So very grateful for him, his staff, and our coaching staff, and our guys being flexible.
Thanks, Gardner.
Yep.
Quarterback Garner Minshew takes the podium. He was asked about what this experience has been like when he was signed to the Eagles. Of course, kind of that unexpected trade, I guess you could say, as Joe Flacco was here at the time that he was traded. But it's turned out to play out very well for both sides, both Garner Minshew and the Eagles, to have a valuable backup. We all know how valuable backups are here in the city. But he can go out there and he can get this team through a game when Jalen Hurts should be resting before a playoff game.
Yeah, and I guess we should not be surprised at Howie Roseman and his staff, the front office. They are always thinking a step or two down the road, particularly when it comes to this position, the quarterback position. So, like you said, we didn't necessarily see that Garner Minshew trade sort of happening when it happened late in the summer, but it all makes sense now. They were able to move on from Joe Flacco as a veteran who probably wouldn't be here next year. Now they have the option of either having Garner Minshew here, who, by the way, has more starts under his belt than our starting quarterback in Jalen Hurts. And he's young, so he's still on his rookie contract. They have the opportunity to have him here next year, or because he played well in his 2 starts, if there's a trade market out there for him, someone may come calling for him. So the Eagles always giving themselves optionality and the ability to improve their roster. This is just another one of those moves where Gardner Minshew, no one was really thinking about it. He's on this team now, and if emergency happens, he's going to be able to step in there to play.
We have Nick Sirianni at the podium now.
Nick, what went in your decision to rest basically everybody, and when did you make that decision?
Some of those decisions were with the COVID stuff were kind of made for me on that. As far as with Jalen, we thought a lot about that. And he's done a really good job these last 3 games, playing within the pocket. And we've done a little bit less with running with him and everything like that. And so, we just thought this was an opportunity to get him back to 100%. Where, I know that we've talked a lot like, hey, we gotta be able to be our full arsenal of offense and not have any limitations to do what we want to do in the playoffs. So that's what went into that. A couple of other guys were dinged as far as recovering from some injuries with Lane and with Landon, and so again we wanted to make sure that with injuries. That they're going to be ready to go and be full speed next week. I feel really confident in the decision in the sense that I know how we practice. That doesn't, we're able to, we have great intensity at practice, because of the leaders that we have on this football team. As far as Jason Kelsey, wanted to make sure that he got his continuous streak. I know that means a lot to some of the record stuff means a lot to me, means a lot to the guys, and I want to make sure that when you can reward them and not put them at risk, and Jason obviously felt good too, obviously recovered from his COVID, we were able to do that and rest him. As far as Devonta, when I talked to Devonta earlier in the week, I was talking to him about this. I asked him how important that record is for him, and he said, I want to do what's best for the team. But, I know that he would have he would have. I know at some point that he would have wanted that record, and so we were able to get it for him, and without a lot of risk taken right there with him. But again, he's feeling good, and as far as receivers playing, we were able to get and the rest of the guys that played. I know we played some receivers with Jalen and Quez. It was a good opportunity for them to be the guy and work on some things that we wanted to work on.
You mentioned the decisions that were made for you because of the COVID stuff. Given that the protocols now are voluntary testing, after you clinched last Sunday, did you intentionally message to some of your starters that now would be a good time to test just in case?
Yeah, I mean they got COVID. They weren't feeling good. They were either symptomatic or, again, I'm not going to get too much into COVID, but I mean they had it, so I didn't really do anything there. So
you didn't tell them now is a good time just in
they
case.
got COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
How did Jason's streak come to your attention?
You're always aware of stuff like that. And you're just aware of some of the things. I knew we had to get 41 yards rushing to set an all-time record for rushing. I knew we needed a rushing touchdown, and so some of those things. I mean, Rube, where you at? Rube not here? Rube has all that stuff. Every time someone sends me something, it seems like it's Rube doing the statistics. But we just know that stuff. We got great guys in the media department telling us those things. So, and you want to, again, like I said, you want to reward those guys for those things.
We talked about the Dallas playing their entire starting unit, and how do you factor in how they handle that?
They got to do. Coach McCarthy's got to do what's best for his team, and I got to do what I think's best for our team. And so. No concern. We didn't know all week what they were going to do, and I don't think they knew exactly what we were going to do. Which is, I took that as a good thing from our organization. That I knew that Jalen wasn't going to play early on. Gardner got all the reps, and so I'm glad that never got out, because now that defense had to prepare for two quarterbacks. So I think that's a tribute to our organization of keeping things in house.
About the records and what they would mean for Devonta and Jason and you. What does having the most rushing yards in a season in Eagles history mean to you?
Oh yeah, I mean obviously, I'm disappointed in obviously that we lost here tonight. Our goal was obviously to come out here and play the guys that we played and win the football game. But to get that record, and I get it. I mean, we played 17 games this year. The team that had the record, what year was that? What was the? I imagine they played 14 or 12. Yeah. Hey, we got more games than them, and but it means. I think it means a lot to. I know it means a lot to us, and as coaches, it means a lot to those players to be. No other Eagle team in the history of the Eagles has rushed for as many yards as we have, and I think we all know that. That's where we really started getting, as we started to play better and better on offense. It was because of the way we ran the football. It was because of the guys that we have up front. It's because of the guys running the ball. And so it was very exciting to get that. And you're in the middle of the game. I mean, to be able to be successful in this game, we were going to have to rush for 41 yards. So, you were thinking you were going to get that anyway. But, we're just excited that we were able to accomplish that feat. But make no mistake about it, we wanted to win that football game, and we didn't do a good enough job to do so.
Your previous experiences, in Indy and also with the Chargers, does having momentum going into the playoffs, does that matter?
I've never been in a scenario where we were able to rest. I think I was counted up. I was either in 6 or in my 12 years in the NFL, this will be my 13th. I've either been in 6 playing games or 7 playing games for that last week. And so I called a lot of people I trust, and a lot of people I trust were able to give me some insight on it. And so, I promise you, I didn't leave any stone unturned. I felt like in this scenario, we had some guys that were dinged up. Again, some of it was made for. Some of the decisions were made for me, but I really wanted to make sure that we got some guys back to full speed, back to full health, to be able to do what we want to do in the playoffs. The goal is not to just make the playoffs, as we all know, right? The goal is to win games in the playoffs and advance as far as you can advance, and that's our mission and that's our goal. We'll take it one day at a time, one game at a time, but I'm confident in the decision that I made. Did a lot of, again, like I said, did a lot of research into it, and that's where we came to.
What's tomorrow going to be like for you? What's tomorrow going to be like for you as you watch and figure out how you're going to play?
Yeah, it will be. We don't know obviously when we're playing, right? It could be Saturday, it could be Sunday, so it's going to have to be business as usual. We'll be preparing for multiple teams. We'll take educated guesses to have a little bit more for one team than we do another team, and if that. We've been through things like this before because you rarely know who you're going to play in the playoffs, and if it shifts late, then we'll refocus our attention to that other team. So it will be a day that we're working business as usual, and we'll keep an eye on the television and see what's going on there.
Two more, please. In the past few days, has the staff done work on Tampa Bay and the Rams?
There's been some of that. Yeah, there's been some of that by some of our coaches. And so we have a little bit of a head start, but most of our attention was going towards Dallas and trying to win that football game. Credit to them, they played a really good game. We didn't play good enough, yeah.
Points of emphasis be going forward this week. Try to get better as a team to play your first playoff game.
Really, so the same message that we've had the entire time, right? And so if the first message is, what's that saying, right? We didn't come this far, only come this far, right? So let's make sure we're locked into what put us in this position in the first place, right? Detail in meetings, starting with the coaches, going to the players, full speed and walkthrough to the snap, and then high intensity at practice, and just try to get a little bit better each day to put ourselves in position to go 1-0 this week. So, that's our formula, that's our process, and that's what we'll continue to preach throughout. We haven't started fast these last not prior to, obviously today in defense we didn't start fast. I thought the offense did a good job starting fast, but we obviously want to get our game going quicker than we have these last couple weeks. So that's one area that we need to improve, and we know that we're going to be in positions on defense that we're going to have to be able to stop the pass. We've done a good job, and tonight was an exception of stopping the run. We're going to have to be able to stop the pass here moving forward.
All right, John. Silver lining, Nick, you got to look at a lot of players for more reps. When you're coming off the field, obviously you have to look at the film, but what your first thoughts, what did you like? Did anything stand out to you?
Yeah, just off the top of my head with some things, like obviously you watch the game, and I do have to go back and watch it. I thought Mac McCain was flying around on special teams. You really saw his speed out there, and I just thought he did some good things. Again, I'll watch the tape and go from there. I thought Milton Williams continues to play really good football. And then on offense, and I'll just try to hit one guy in each phase. Quez Watkins, just continues to be a playmaker with the football, and Quez hasn't had as many opportunities as Dallas and Devonta, but when he does get opportunities, he makes plays, and it is not only Devonta and Dallas, but it's also our running game, and so he's got limited opportunities. But what did he end the year with? Was he almost 700? Was he 650, somewhere in that? With the type of style of offense that we are, I think that's a pretty respectable number right there. So, those are some guys just, off the top of my head that, watching the game out there, as we call them the game out there, that's what I saw, and I thought some of those guys made some good plays.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Milton, Nick Sirianni just complimented you. How would you assess your performance today?
I can't hear you.
I said, Nick, he just complimented how you played today. How would you assess your performance? Coming in great.
It was all right. I mean, I set a different standard for myself. So what you see is just like just a little piece of what I feel like I can bring to the table. But the thing, it wasn't good enough. It was okay, but it wasn't good enough to, come out with a win. So just trying to get better and get ready for next week.
You got a little pushing match there with one of their linemen, I think 78. What was happening there?
Man, it's just football. Tempers flare. That's all it is. But I guess I got to keep my composure a little bit so I won't get a penalty and hurt the team. But, sometimes tempers flare in the game, so just got to get better with it.
What is that standard you set for yourself? What do you expect? What do you feel?
To be a difference maker. Every time I come on the field, be a player that the coaches trust to play any position on the defensive line and make plays when the plays come to me. It's really it. Just go out there, be a playmaker, do my job, and come out with wins.
Talk about how long this season can be for a rookie. How do you feel like you're playing going into the playoffs, and how have you been able to keep up and play as well as you got down the stretch?
I think experience is the best teacher. So just going throughout the year, you learn more and more every week. In practice, you meet with your coaches every week, and you try to focus on little things in your game to improve. And I feel like I've done that this year. I started off a little slow, but like I said, experience, you come with it, and you just learn more techniques, learn the terminology and the language that they're speaking and things like that, so you can get a tell on like what's coming. So just trying to continue to get better.
All the potential opponents have top quarterbacks. What's it going to take for this defense, this defensive line, to stop a top quarterback?
Just go out there and do your job. We get paid to go affect the quarterback, stop the run, hit the quarterback, and get him off his spot, and just go out there and do us. We got the guys on the D-line to go out there and do that with Fletcher Cox, Hargrave, Sweaty, DB. You know who we got. So we just got to go out there and be us and let the results show what we can do.
How valuable was this experience for you? I mean, not only playing more than you have, but, against their first team, their first team starters and all that, getting that Dak Prescott and everything.
No, I think it was definitely good experience for me. I played, the first time we played, I actually played a lot of that game versus those guys. So just like I said, you just getting those snaps every week, especially going against like their starting unit, as long as we did, I think that's going to be a big thing. Just learning how they block and what they like to do and tendencies and things like that, and try to move forward.
Playoffs aren't easy to make. What does it mean to you to make the playoffs your rookie year? And what did you learn along the way in getting to this point?
Oh, no, making the playoff is big. Making the playoff is big. It's actually like a goal not a goal like for myself, but that's something I wanted to accomplish my rookie year, because they say not a lot of people get to do that, but I feel like the biggest thing is just being consistent. Coming in for practice, make sure you stick to your routine, practicing hard, and then come in the game and be consistent. Do your job and let the plays come to you. Don't go out there chasing plays. So I think that's the thing I learned the most this season.
Take two more. Do you work on batted passes, or is that instincts?
Nah, I don't really work on this. This kind of just instincts. If I feel how alignment is kind of setting, like it's quick game. This is like another thing I said, just from playing like throughout the year, you can tell when they're trying to like jump set you or kind of like wait, and the ball coming out. So I just try to get my hands up and affect the game.
Anything else? Thanks, Bill.
That was Milton Williams, our last player tonight from the podium. But earlier we were talking about another young player, Tyree Jackson. So Fran Duffy got to break things down in tonight's Ricoh Review.
All right, this week on the Ricoh Review, let's take a look at the opening drive touchdown for the Eagles. Gave them the lead early in the first quarter. Shovel pass, a little bit of a throwback play for Eagles fans. This one goes to Tyree Jackson. His first career catch goes for 6 points. Let's see how they do it. Now, remember, the Dallas Cowboys, they play more man coverage than anybody in the NFL. So the Eagles are expecting man-to-man coverage here, and that's exactly what they get. It gets confirmed pre-snap with this motion from wide receiver Jalen Reagor. He's just going to come across the formation, and you're going to see a defender is going to go with him. We can let that roll just to confirm that it's man-to-man coverage. And the reason why that's big is that you're going to take Jalen Reagor, and you're going to send him to the flat. that's going to remove a defender from the play side of this play, which is going to essentially hit right in this direction. Now, what the Eagles are running here is a shovel pass, and what I love is that it's a play off of a play that they run all the time. They love these little curl flat plays where you run a receiver, in this case Jalen Reagor, to the flat, and then you have the little curl route serving as a little bit of a pick element, a rub element to the boundary. And so they're running that curl flat concept to this side of the field. You're trying to get the defense all to flow this way. And again, with that route from Reagor, you're removing one defender from the box. Now, let's get to the shovel pass element. You're going to get the left side of the offensive line. They're all blocking down. You're going to get a pull here from Jack Anderson up to the play side, and he is going to get the most dangerous defender on that side. We can let this roll. Tyree Jackson is going to sneak right underneath here and just catch a simple shovel pass. You've got Anderson setting the pull, and Jackson sets up for his first career catch, goes for a touchdown. Eagles get into the end zone on the shovel pass. Just an outstanding example of execution from this Eagles offense, largely backups in the game. They're able to get on the board 7-0.
Now is your chance to vote for the Toyota Player of the Week. Go to PhiladelphiaEagles.com/Toyota Player of the Week to cast your vote and get a chance at a brand new Toyota. All right, Ike, you ready? Here we go. 3 nominees. Smooth Kenny G, first up. That second quarter touchdown, that makes number 6 on the season. And now we go to wide receiver Quez Watkins. He hauled in a 22-yard catch in the second quarter. He was looking pretty good tonight. And then the big boy up front, Milton Williams. What a season for the young player. Ike, what do you think?
3 good nominees there. I want to go with Kenny G. But, man, how can we overlook what Quez Watkins was able to do out there tonight? So, and then Milton Williams on the defensive side of the ball, they got to show him some love. So that's a tough one for me tonight. I'll let you choose which one we should go with.
Is Ike speechless on the show?
Because you know what? I think all 3 are deserving of it.
Okay.
I really
all right.
do.
I'm going to go Milton Williams. I'm just going to put it out there. All right. He held it down for the defense up front. Good. I liked what I saw. All right. Well, there's a new way for Eagles fans to get a recap of each game. Check out our voice app on Alexa and Google devices. For more information, visit PhiladelphiaEagles.com/voice. Well, Ike, we don't know who the Eagles play next week. So tomorrow is a stress-free Sunday for Eagles fans. Sit back, relax, check out all the games, and we'll know very soon who they face.
Best thing you said there. Next week. That means we still have football to go.
We still have football.
It's the postseason. The Eagles are back in the playoffs. I can't wait.
It's 0-0 now, right?
Yep.
Here we go. All right. Well, that will do it for us on the Postgame Show presented by Ricoh. For myself, Fran Duffy, and Ike Reese, we'll see you next time.